Lewis Howard Latimer, an African-American inventor and draftsman, played a critical role in shaping several key technological advancements that are still in use to this day. Among all of his creations, Latimer is best known for his brilliant work on the light bulb. Thomas Edison did invent the light bulb, but without Latimer's contribution, a light bulb would last no more than a couple of hours. This work is a musical depiction of light, referring to both the light resulting from Latimer's inventions, as well as the brilliant scientific and artistic scholar he was. Evoking a sense of wonder, excitement, and mystery, Incandescence tributes Lewis Latimer's significant contributions to the light bulb and his everlasting ingenuity.
concert choir under the direction of Mr. Daryl Timmer sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through our night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Greetings and welcome to the 46th Annual Woodbury High School Commencement Ceremony. My name is Sarah Sorenson-Wagner, Principal of Woodbury High School. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2021. Before we begin, I would like to introduce several special guests with us this evening. Please stand when I call your name. South Washington County Schools Board Chair, Ms. Tracy Burnett, Board members, Ms. Sharon Van Leer, Ms. Pat Driscoll, Ms. Melinda Doles, Ms. Simi Patnick. And also present today is our Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Julie Nielsen, and Assistant Superintendents, Dr. Tyrone Brookins, Ms. Kelly Jensen, and Ms. Christine Schaefer. And our Woodbury High School administrators, Ms. Alicia Busnick in the back, Mr. Mark Canton, Mr. Aaron Pizzini, and Ms. Jody Lobline-Lecker. It is with great pleasure that I also present to you our honor staff selected by this class of 2021. Mr. Wes Bolin, Ms. Courtney Castleberry, Ms. Leah Diamond, Ms. Emily Furshaw, Mr. Kent Getzlov, Mr. John Hoven, Ms. Rachel Nicholas, Mr. Jeff Stevens, and our senior class advisor, Mr. Bobby Nunn. Finally, I would like to ask all teachers and school staff in the audience from both Woodbury High School and District 833 to stand and be recognized at this time. And now, I would like to take a moment to introduce you to the exceptional class of 2021. The mission of Woodbury High School is that our students will accept the challenges of the future through excellence in academics, arts, and athletics. This class of 2021 is composed of excellent students who have done outstanding work at Woodbury High School. We have 7 students who will be graduating summa cum laude with distinction, signifying a cumulative grade point average of 4.3 or above. And 65 members of this class have a cumulative GPA of 4.0 or higher. Please note them in your program. In addition, a total of 200 students wear an honor stole for their outstanding scholarship. Students, we also recognize that a GPA alone does not define excellence. We challenge our students each day in the classroom to push their limits, engage in difficult discussion, and learn content at a high level. Students, this is the part of the program where you have to pay attention. If you have ever taken an honors course at Woodbury High School, have challenged yourself with taking an AP course, have taken an AP exam, have taken a College in the Schools course or Project Lead the Way class, if you have enrolled in PSEO or 916 or are a member of District 833's Spanish Immersion Program, please stand at this time to be recognized for excellence in academics. Please be seated. Our students at Woodbury High School are also highly engaged in the arts, learning how to express their emotions and ideas through drama, music, and visual representation. Students, if you participated in band, orchestra, or choir, if you have been in one of our musicals or plays, participated in one act, if you were a member of our speech team, or if you have created and displayed your art in one of our many art shows, please stand at this time to be recognized for excellence in the arts. Please be seated. Woodbury High School also has an outstanding reputation for our athletic performance. Our student athletes learn valuable life skills of teamwork and cooperation while persisting in working toward a common goal. Students, if you participated in one of Woodbury High School's 30 sponsored athletic teams in one of our fall, winter, or spring sports, please stand to be recognized for excellence in the athletics. Please be seated. Finally, I don't want to forget what sets Woodbury High School apart from other high schools: your opportunity to participate in approximately 60 student-led school clubs and activities. We are proud of our student leadership in developing a positive school culture, establishing a school where each student finds a place to belong and peers with similar interests to pursue. We are proud of the thousands of volunteer hours our students have shared with our community and how you have supported one another in giving back to our school. At this time, please stand if you participated in any club or activity while you were a student at Woodbury High School. Please be seated. Students, I want to say to you, you have many gifts to share with the world. Thank you for your contribution to Woodbury High School. You have made your mark with your kindness, generosity, and joy for life. And although this last year was very challenging, I do not want it to detract from your accomplishments. You are graduating during a time of great trauma. You have survived a global pandemic and are witness to a civil rights movement that continues to impact our nation. It has been a time of significant loss, yet an opportunity for inspiration and to impact change. I encourage you to use your voice. Work to stand up to injustice. Do not let fear hold you back. Take what you have learned during your last 13 years and fly. Your next adventure awaits, and we will be here cheering you on. We are so proud of you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our students representing the achievement of Summa Cum Laude with distinction for the class of 2021. Please come forward at this time. Esperanza Lee, Christina Li, Stephen Ma, Anvitha Miryala, David Wang, Joey Wu, and Sarah Zhang.
If I had to describe our generation, I would use the word Nefeli Bata, one who strings between the clouds of their imagination to reach new heights. Ever since we were kids, technology has encapsulated the memories and lessons of the past, granting us an incredibly diverse range of teachers, experiences, and lessons. Growing up with the rampant advent of online communication, we've grown to be much like our animated role models strewn directly from the screens that we grew up watching. Open-minded, resilient, strong. Like my favorite One Piece character told me, life is like a pencil that will surely run out, but will leave behind the beautiful writing of existence. So as we stand here, graduating, we can glance back upon our childhood fondly as if rewatching the scenes of a nostalgic show. Throughout the languid passing of each day, the last 4 years have truly flown by quickly, but our time has been really meaningful. Soon, our memories here will be just a movie in our minds, glitteringly distant, yet seemingly close. Just as our childhood movies and shows morphed us into the people we are today, we will be the teachers and characters for the next generation to come. Specifically, I'd like to honor our parents, whose continued support, endless patience, and infinite wisdom are the only reason we are all here today. So as the curtain closes on our chapter of this story, we would like to thank all the wonderful people who have guided us on this whimsical quest.
First and foremost, we would like to thank all of the Woodbury High School teachers for the incredible work they do. This year especially has forced our teachers to navigate a vastly foreign academic landscape and do so in the face of health safety risks and the difficulties of distance learning. From restructuring curriculum to reorganizing teaching styles, our teachers have had to adapt to new technologies, improvise as circumstances shifted along the way, and overcome a flurry of new obstacles. Despite all these challenges, they've continued to be cheerful and supportive of us. They nurture our growth as students, teammates, and leaders. They inspire us and lift us up, and we admire them, respect them, love them, and above all, learn from them. Our teachers aren't just spoon-feeding us facts to regurgitate on a test a week later, but giving us the tools to make change in a world that increasingly demands it. If I've learned anything from our teachers, it's that if mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, then questions are the powerhouse of learning. And if we keep asking questions, we'll keep getting answers. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from poor judgment. So as the iconic Magic School Bus teacher, Miss Frizzle says, take chances, make mistakes, get messy. I'd like to ask all of you to join me and give our teachers a hand as a big thank you for all they do.
Not only do we have our parents and our teachers to thank, but I hope we will appreciate the rest of the amazing people who have supported us and cheered us on. From our wonderful principal, Ms. Sorenson-Wagner, to our counselors and all the other administrative staff, I know I won't be able to list out every person who has helped us get to where we are now. However, I do want to highlight a few. First, our dedicated bus drivers. I will never forget that morning when a kind bus driver waited for me on the side of a road while I ran home to retrieve a forgotten music instrument. And as a VLA student, I never thought that I would miss our cafeteria. But I really missed the lunch ladies who could brighten even the gloomiest of days. Let's not forget the custodians as well, working extra hard to keep our doors open and our school germ-free. On this day of celebration, as we look towards greater things beyond Woodbury High School, I hope that every one of you will take the chance to thank someone who's least expecting to hear it from you. It will take guts on your part, but as Cinderella herself was told, have courage and be kind. Please join me in giving a special round of applause to all of those who have invested so much into our lives throughout these last 4 years.
As a VLA student during the entire year, I can certainly sympathize with the frustrations of many students. At the end of last year, I remember not only being worried about maintaining my motivation for school and doing those infamous online AP exams, but also watching as many historical events like the death of George Floyd and the West Coast wildfires occurred. Everything just felt so surreal. It really seemed like I, along with the rest of the class of 2021, was living through history. As junior year ended, I was hopeful for senior year, ready to enjoy my last year of high school to the fullest. But we all know the reality. Quarantine was dragged out even longer, and many of us continued to miss out on important opportunities and memories. However, we must remember that there is so much more ahead of us. Like Chef Cousteau said from the movie Ratatouille, if you focus on what you left behind, you will never be able to see what lies ahead. Up until now, we've been living through history, but now it's our turn to go out and make history. Every one of us has been molded into who we are today by what we learned in our past. So while there may be some embarrassing moments that keep us up at night sometimes, let's not allow the past to blind our view of the promising future.
I'm always thinking about the future and if it will live up to my very high and unreasonable expectations. But I can say that I am confident in the future of this class. Especially over the past year, I've seen how the class of 2021 has unapologetically shared their voices and actively come together as a group. We are a strong and resilient group of people, but it's also important to take time for ourselves too. Seeing these events on the news and floating around on social media can take a toll on our mental health, but I found it essential to find small pockets of joy to push through during these hard times. Whether that be going on a long drive, wasting your gas, or one of my personal favorites, rewatching childhood TV shows alone in my room when it's 80 degrees and sunny outside. It's okay to do nothing and relax some days. We need breaks because it's impossible to be at 100% all the time. In the wise words of Alex Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place, I'm not lazy, I'm just resting up for my 30s.
Maybe you realized before the pandemic, or perhaps during it, that life isn't always going to be rainbows and unicorns. You may have struggled with school, mental health, your identity, or perhaps something else, but it's important to remember that there are people out there who support you and care for you, even when you can't see it. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Nobody is perfect, and it's inevitable that you will make mistakes along the way. At the same time, after you've cleared the obstacles in your life, make sure to thank those who've helped you along the way, like the teacher who guided you through a math problem you never quite understood, your best friend who stuck with you through tough times, or maybe your parents who provided you with countless pieces of helpful advice. Don't be afraid to reach out and help others too. As Professor X said, just because someone stumbles and loses their path doesn't mean they're lost forever. As we move on to the next phase of our lives, remember to spread compassion and understanding wherever you go. Together, class of 2021, our generation has the power to create a better future. Good luck, don't fail.
As we sit here today, ready or not ready for the future, we must remember the memories we've made, the amazing teachers we've had, the lessons we've learned, and every person and moment that has helped us become who we are. But, as a wise Kung Fu Master Turtle once said, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Master Oogway teaches us that every day is an opportunity, a fresh episode with a blank plot and a chance to start anew. Each day comes with infinite unknowns, but in the midst of a global pandemic, climate change, social unrest, and everything else that's wrong with the world, we've hopefully hit rock bottom, which can only mean one thing. It's only going up from here. So, as we dive into the next season of our lives, filled with new developments and experiences, stay open-minded, stay resilient, and stay strong. Make sure you are proud of the character you become, but most of all, remain true to yourself, fight for what is right, and live fearlessly. This time, it's our turn on the big screen. Thank you. Ready? Here we go.
This year, Woodbury High School is privileged to welcome Mr. Wes Bolin as our honor staff speaker selected by the class of 2021.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Woodbury High School. Thank you for inviting me to share some thoughts with you. I hope you don't mind if I brought along my new student this year. He didn't remember his own graduation, so I thought it would be a good idea if he listened today. Don't worry, he's not an honor student. Too much math and science and English and social studies for that matter. Thank goodness for band and gym. All right, let's go. I know you probably won't remember all that I have to say, and you might not even get a response. I might not even get a response from you unless I send it to you in a snapgram or a tic-tac filled with all kinds of emojis. You know, OMG, those little faces on your phone. My new student is still looking for one with some really good red hair. All right, kid, listen up. Here's what you have ahead of you. When you get to college, you might be a little nervous because you may not know anyone else, but don't be surprised when it seems like everyone else thinks like they might want to meet you. I think they're just as nervous. So don't throw away your third semester just because life seems a little too much like a lot. And pay attention to that someone special in the third row of your math class might be hanging out with her for the next couple of generations. And when you get your first real job doing what you've always loved, being in a school, know and appreciate all the wonderful things that happen there that you sometimes don't notice. You're going to meet principals who think everyone should wear red pants. Maybe one principal. And custodians who you think actually want to pick up the garbage you leave on your table at lunch. And counselors who you think are glad that you had to track you down during the last week of school to make sure you turned in your senior English paper, as if they wanted you to graduate more than you did. And you will also meet attendance secretaries who you think live to assign virtual detention to students who have still not figured out that if you are not in class, you are absent, unless your parents call you in, even when you simply turn on your computer, log into Google Meet, and go back to sleep. We know that's what you did. And you don't even know I don't think you'll ever meet at Google, so don't worry about it. Okay, kid, listen. Here's the way in which teachers describe the group of seniors at the senior award night. And notice how this contrasts with you. First of all, senioritis never afflicted this group. And the artistic talents of this group went way beyond your mediocre ability to draw a straight line on the dry erase board. This class was filled with kindness, energy, enthusiasm, drive, positivity, creativity, thoughtfulness, and outstanding work ethic, good-naturedness, authenticity, inclusivity, studiousness, compassion, scholasticism, humility, grace, passion, reliability, trustworthiness, volunteerism, self-advocacy, uniqueness, complexity, inclusion of your own teaching style that made every individual feel valued. You had fun with learning and made those around you better and demonstrated great leadership qualities while being a model of excellence. The most powerful characteristics are reflected in the student love that prevails in the likes of Maeve, Katie, Gavin, and Noah. Not sure how you think you can match up with this group, but hang in there. I'm sure there'll be something you can do that will be positive over the next generation or two. If you can become the kind of young men that Elijah and Donnie have become in their 4 years of advisory with me, you can mature in the next 40 years. Now, you also met teachers. Teachers who held you accountable, who told you to sit down and shut up, and then proceeded to teach you about the power of relationships. Teachers who would not round up your grade from 92.92% to 93% for an A, no matter how many emails your parents sent. But you did meet teachers who actually stopped you in the hall and told you that perhaps that A- wasn't good enough for the work that you did, that you should perhaps get an A, because you were afraid to ask for teacher to raise your own grade. I hope you thanked Miss Westby for that. I wish you had. And will you call your band director, even after decades after high school, to thank him for making your high school so much fun that you would never miss a day of school? I'm glad you thanked him. The balance of accountability that you learned and the grace that you found from Mr. Carlson to Mr. Wisdorf, and from Ms. Schumacher to Mr. McDermott, along with the energy and enthusiasm from your language teachers to your music teachers and art teachers, are the greatest gifts you have received from Woodbury High School. Creating the perfect balance between accountability and grace is the impossible goal that we strive for in education. These teachers and coaches do it extremely well. The last 15 months has made that balance an even bigger challenge for all of society. How do we hold people accountable? And what should we hold people accountable for? And how do we provide grace for those who may deserve our grace? And under what circumstances warrants grace? We need your help to find that balance in our world. Hey kid, don't worry. You'll probably have some successes. If that's someone in your math class, if she comes to watch her first hockey game and you happen to luck out and get 4 goals in that game, well, take her to the bank and to the altar. And if you ever get asked to give a speech, don't hesitate, but be sure to be humble and acknowledge that you know you are not perfect. Understand that everyone does not want to listen to you. After all, they may have heard enough of you already, and they know that you can go 55 minutes, 75 minutes if you have to. How much time do I have left? Okay. The only way you can be credible is if you try to hold yourself accountable for who you are and continue to do your sincere best to improve yourself, to minimize the flaws that you have in hopes that you may be granted grace for those imperfections. Now, the last normal graduation was the class of 2019. It seems so long ago, but yet seems like yesterday when one of our favorite smiles of that class walked across the stage at Aldridge Arena. As of 5 months ago, that smile is only a memory. We at Woodbury High School want you to know that there will be challenges ahead of you, that sometimes life will seem like a lot. Well, we want all of you to know that all of you are loved. We hope you realize that you have been blessed with teacher love and student love and first and foremost, parental love. So when life feels like a lot, reach out to one of us here today, and many who are not here today. For each of you, that one of us is different. Take a moment and think about which of us you'll reach out to, because you saw it written on the sidewalks outside of school and in the halls in school, quote, "You are not alone." You've got the class of 2021 and Woodbury High School's spirit of love with you always. As Ms. Sorenson-Wagner tells our staff, give yourself some grace and find someone to hug. It's okay, you know. It is okay to hug, you know. I'd like to take this moment to make an official declaration. You could call it the Bolin Doctrine if you like. Based on all of the scientific knowledge that I have acquired in my own 10th grade biology class that I took when I was in 11th grade, I think we got C's, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. I declare the COVID pandemic to be officially over. I know this because I witnessed, as did many of you, the very first teacher-student hug, thus signaling the ending of the pandemic. When Ms. Schmidt awarded future social studies teacher Mr. Fernland as the art student of the class of 2021, they demonstrated that genuine display of teacher love. And thus the first brick of the COVID wall came down, ending the plague. The Bolin Doctrine is declared. You're welcome. Many of your teachers would have liked a similar hug at the end of this year. Many of us needed them. These are powerful moments of inspiration for us, whether we are able to receive them or when we are not. So let's wrap things up for you by doing something that's almost even better than a hug, almost. It makes the spirit of love resonate throughout the room, or in this case, the stadium, and that is a double clap. If you can double clap together, you can do anything together. You feel special, like you are loved. Here's how it's done. Hold on a sec. Here's that brick. When I say double clap, Every one of you graduates, parents, friends will go. This will be the largest outdoor double clap in the history of the double clap. In honor of the class of 2021, never heard before on any outdoor graduation speech. So put your cell phones down and quiet and focus. I want the graduates to focus on the people who have helped you through their spirit of love. Your teachers and counselors, your parents, anyone who has been significant in your life. Those who have taught you accountability and those who have shown you grace. Parents, families, teachers, focus on the individuals that you are here for, those you have touched with your heart and your soul. Imagine how you will bring your own spirit of love from Woodbury High School into your future and create a world filled with that love to help individuals feel loved, to solve problems, and to diminish hate and fear by bringing people together in your own way. Are we ready? When I say double clap, you're going to go clap, clap. Ready? Focus. Double clap. Nice. Nice. Hey, kid. You see what they did? And you see what they can do? If there is grace bestowed upon you, you will get to work with a group like the class of 2021 at some point in your life. And now, with the help of the spirit of love that you've learned at Woodbury High School, class of 2021, it's your turn to hold yourself accountable for your own success and to grant grace to yourself and to others. May the spirit of love be with you. Congratulations, class of 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bolin. Our final speakers this evening were selected by their peers to represent the class of 2021. I told Winston I would give him a real introduction. At this time, I would like to introduce Winston Perryman!
All right. Let's get into it. Again, welcome Woodbury High School class of 2021 to the commencement and graduation. To all the graduates, my friends and my peers, congratulations again on this momentous accomplishment. We did it. We finally finished all 4 years of embedded health. We've hit the top of the mountain, but this is only the beginning. One of a running list of accomplishments we will receive in life. To those who do not know me, I am Winston Perryman. I've participated in numerous activities here at the high school, and I am very proud to say that I will be attending the illustrious Morehouse College, an historically black college in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. I am beyond grateful and honored to be selected by my fellow classmates to speak in front of you all today. But before we begin, can I ask you all to quickly stand up? I know we've been here for a little bit, but come on, participate me real quick. All right, everyone, stand up, stand up. All right, now take a step to your left. All right, take a step to your right now. All right, we're almost done now. Okay, you can sit down, you can sit down. My dad told me if I could move the audience, I surely would have a memorable speech. All right, everyone, I want you to think back to elementary school, to the very first day of kindergarten. Parents, do you remember us back then? Do you remember your best friend or your favorite class? Mine was recess. Now, let's look forward to middle school. Shout out to Lake Middle School, by the way. Do you remember 6th grade? The first day in home base, the first crush, the second crush, The third crush, understanding what true heartbreak is, the pivotal U of M field trip, but we're going to leave that one in the past. Now, I hope we all remember the very first time when you got into that high school for the first time. Look at how much we've grown. We've learned so much. Like in science, mitochondria is the powerhouse of a cell. In math, that x equals opposite b plus or minus square root, come on, b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Thank you, Miss Castleberry. And even when Mr. Bolin taught us how to parley the vous, or hablo the Espanol, or even sparken sich the Deutsch, yes. To understand that in AP Lit, that ice is more than a thing that you put into a glass of Lipton tea. And of course, roar time! Thank you. We've learned so much here, but now the challenge is recalling that information in the future. Look at how strong we are. Look at our grit. Look at our determination. Look at our perseverance. We surely have defied and followed. But graduates, I wish I could say that this next step is going to be as easy as economics with Coach Getzloff. But these skills that we've learned here in the walls of this cold-ass high school, I can say without a doubt that the future is bright. We have overcame so much, and I don't want us to discredit ourselves. 2020 was a literal history book. We overcame a pandemic. I said we overcame a pandemic. I feel bad for those high schoolers who are going to have to spend an entire year reading archived tweets and watching TikToks to understand what we did during quarantine and chill. We survived distance learning because of teachers like Miss Furshaw, Mr. Hoven, Miss Onken, Mr. Nunn, and Miss Forshear. Not only did we live through one of the most pivotal elections in our lifetime, but we were a part of it. We are living through a social movement. We were the speakers, the organizers, and the voices that went out and made good trouble. Right there, almost a year ago, our students unified their voices and their community and said, "I can't breathe." I look around this stadium and this field today, and I know that we have future leaders, teachers, doctors, chefs, poets, actors, influencers, activists, and maybe even a president. I look around this stadium and I look at the challenges we've faced, the adversities, and I can say that the future is in good hands, Allstate. Our generation, especially this class, has the power to go out and change the world. But I'd like to leave you with this. Activist, street poet, and philosopher Dominique Amari Jones, also known as Little Baby, once said, "It's bigger than black and white. It's a problem with the whole way of life. It can't change overnight, but we gotta start somewhere. We might as well go ahead and start here. We done had a hell of a year. I'ma make it count while I'm here. Thank you." Also, love you, Mom, and everyone at home. Good to see you, Ken folk.
And next, please help me welcome to the stage Ellie Joyce. You got it, sweetheart. There you go.
Okay, thank you. There's a lot of people here. Hi. Welcome, fellow classmates, parents, family, and friends, and those of you joining us today through the live stream. Before I begin, I want to personally thank my classmates for choosing me to be one of your speakers for today's celebration. The honor is mine. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate my class, the class of 2021. For those of you who don't know me, Hi. My name is Ellen Joyce, and I go by Ellie. Don't call me Ellen because I won't respond. I moved here at the age of 5 from Monrovia, Liberia, which is in the west coast of Africa. Yeah, hi! I moved here with my biological brother, Kevin. We were adopted and welcomed with open arms by Mike and Pat Joyce, along with their 4 kids, my wonderfully amazing older siblings, Caitlin, Maggie, Marty, and Caroline, who all graduated from here and are all either here today or watching from the live stream. I love you guys with all of my heart. These past 13 years being your little sister have been the best 13 years of my life. Mom and Dad, I told myself I wouldn't cry today because my makeup looks too good, but I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys and how much I adore you too, and the love you have for each other, your children, and your family and friends. To my extended family here in America, thank you for welcoming me and Kevin into this family. Kevin, my brother, my best friend, the most irritating person on this earth who isn't here today and definitely not watching the live stream, don't grow up too fast. The class of 2021. It took me some time to find the right words, but I think I speak for many when I say this year was hard. I had another word there, but I just edited it real quick. Our world, as we knew, was unraveling and displaying its true colors. Our nation was hurting and we were hurting. A worldwide pandemic, a racial reckoning, and the once uncharted territory, which is distance learning. With all that was happening in the world, I truly believe it was hard to look forward to senior year. Senior year, our final year of high school, the year we were probably most looking forward to, let's be real, was not going to be anything like we had once hoped. The possibility of sports was up in the air, Friday night lights were not the same, and live events turned into fake live streams, and so forth and so on. It wasn't all so bad. Although we were unable to gather in traditional ways, our class demonstrated resilience. This past summer, these past months, I've seen so many of my classmates take charge in things that matter to them. Last May, when the world watched as George Floyd's life was taken from them, I saw some of my classmates step up to the plate and call out the injustice of that murder. Elise Dobila and Maddie Kovacevic, thank you too for stepping up to that plate. Thank you too for not staying quiet. And thank you too for organizing our very own peaceful protest right here in Woodbury 1 year ago yesterday. These two are just a few examples of the class of 2021 as a whole. Resilient. We're not a class that stays silent on issues that matter. We're not a class that takes no for an answer. We are a class that simply just built different. I did not want to say that. As the year trekked along, things were looking hopeful. We started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I've loved seeing you guys grow, and I've been friends with some of y'all since kindergarten. Shout out Bailey Elementary, Eliza Avila, Chase Ashby, Emily Schubel, Joseph Hiley, Theo Servatius, and Josh Simon. Josh, I remember I used to be taller than you and Cole in the 5th grade, and to this day, nobody believes it. I've met so many dope people at this school, some lifelong friends for sure. You guys are some of the most talented people I know. Pao Fu Tao, Sylvia Zupfer, and Rachel Mergens with the voices of angels. Logan Wilson, who always cheered me up during track meets and practices. One meet, I was literally getting ready for one of the most stressful 4x1s, and I remember you asking me how my day was going. My day was going well, Logan, thank you for asking. Woodbury High School, District 833, has one of the best athletic programs in the state. I truly believe that. Thank you to the coaches I have had the privilege to learn from. Coach Maliki, the head soccer coach, we definitely butted heads, and I know you're upset with me for playing in the Powder Puff game the day before our section game when you specifically told the soccer girls not to. But I did earn 6 of the 7 touchdowns right here on this field that night. Thank you to my basketball coaches for humbling this 5'1" point guard and teaching me how to get around the post who were twice my size. To my speech coaches, Suzanne and Dylan White, joining the speech team was one of the best decisions I've ever made, because look at me now, speaking in front of about 3,000 people. To my track coaches, DJ Billingsley and Trey Sills, thank you too for pushing me to the best of my abilities. And all I can say is, the season ain't done yet. Not only does Woodbury High School breed some of the best coaches, but they also breed some of the best mentors and teachers. I want to personally thank Mr. Wah, my personal finance teacher and the head of the business department here, for allowing me to ask questions, for helping me with my taxes, and for teaching me how to stay out of debt. I hope to utilize those skills when I enter the real world. To Mrs. Onken, my AVID teacher, I don't even know where to start. You have been with me since my freshman year, and you have supported me every step of the way. If you guys don't know what AVID is, it stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. It's a class or a program that helps students not only prepare for college, but provides lifelong skills that help you succeed in college and in life. I know I said this in my AVID farewell speech, but I cannot thank you enough, Mrs. Onken, for providing a safe space for students to express themselves, especially your students of color. Thank you for going out of your way to educate yourself on topics that matter to your students. It's the bare minimum, really, but it's the fact that you are willing to educate yourself on racial equity and equality, especially at a time like this. That means the world to me. Thank you. Today, we celebrate the class of 2021. I know I talk a lot. You guys must know that by now, but that's because I have a lot to say. I want to leave the class of 2021 with this one thing. If you didn't pay attention to anything I've said at all, please hear this. Your future is in your hands, not anybody else's. The choices that you make, the steps you take. Do what you can today and every day moving forward to help your future self. Whether you're taking a gap year, joining the workforce right away, the military, a community college, or a 4-year, live your life to its fullest. Enjoy every minute of it and take it one day at a time. Make sure the people you choose to surround yourself with have your best interests at heart. Love one another and be kind to each other. Smile often, even with a mask on, and be your most authentic self every day. Thank you, class of 2021, for growing with me. Thank you, Woodbury High School, for providing a place for us to grow. Finally, I want to thank my biological mom back in Liberia for loving me and supporting me how you do. Not a day goes by that I'm not thankful for the sacrifices you make every day for me to be here graduating today. Now together, the class of 2021, let's take a step in the direction of the rest of our lives. Thank you.
And now it is my pleasure to present the class of 2021 to Miss Julie Nielsen, Superintendent of Schools. Miss Nielsen, these seniors have met the requirements of the state of Minnesota and Independent School District 833. By the authority vested in me as the principal of Woodbury High School, I certify that the members of this class of 2021 have completed the necessary requirements and are eligible to receive a diploma.
Thank you, Principal Sorenson-Wagner. On behalf of the school board, district leaders, and school staff, I could not be more honored to accept this graduating class of 2021. As I look out at the class of 2021, and as you heard, someone remembered I was their principal, I've had the good fortune of being in the district 25 years, and so in front of me are some of the students who were actually students at Middleton. I will just say this, you have grown, you have grown. The story you have written over the past 13 years may seem like it's long. That story hopefully includes many happy times shared with friends and families and time spent together. It may also include times of uncertainty, of not knowing, of grieving, of questioning. Woodbury High School students, the diploma you are receiving today serves as an official notice that you are graduating. Your story, no doubt, has chapters we would never have anticipated. To each of you, we say thank you. To parents, family members, and guests, we have appreciated your partnership and support. You are an essential driver on this path of life. To school staff, thank you for building relationships and for encouraging a love of learning. Students may not remember what you taught, but they will always remember the way you made them feel. Graduates, you have done it. As you continue down the path of life, expect you will need to accelerate to get by things, to slam your brakes on and pause, to use your blinkers when you need to turn, and when life pours on you, be sure to turn on your windshield wipers. Most importantly, remember that like today, you make the world a sunny and bright place to be. Congratulations, graduates, and best of luck to each of you.
Thank you, Ms. Nielsen. At this time, our assistant principals, honor staff, and school board members will proceed to grant the class of 2021 their diplomas. Will the first row of seniors please stand and come forward to receive your diplomas?
Sarah Zhang. Stephen Ma.
Amariana Treadwell Roberts.
David Wang.
Catherine Mackey.
Christina Li.
Samuel Malik.
Anvitha Miryala. Esperanza Lee.
Christopher Manilow.
Joey Wu.
Joseph Manor.
Winston Perryman.
Emma Mara.
Ellen Joyce.
Chris Chantel Zirish Marcus.
Bear Abdicator.
Reese Marcus.
Sophia Abdullahi.
Derek Marrier. Matthew Martin.
Nabil Abakor.
Olivia Martin.
Shona Akwe.
Memphis Martinez Sariano.
Mushtag Adam.
Jocelyn Masese.
Ridwan Ahmed.
Emily Masterman.
Ekram Ali.
Najhat Maisha.
Shima Ali.
Mackenzie McCracken.
Congratulations. Thank you. Eunice Ali.
Sophia Mera.
Tommy Alvarez.
Owen Meisner.
Congratulations. Yafet Amdi.
Brian Mendez Velasquez.
Courtney Anders.
Olivia Mercado.
Theodore Anderson.
Rachel Mergens.
Logan Anderson.
Haley Mersch.
Tyler Anderson.
Joseph Mayer.
Francisco Andruit.
David Michalowicz.
Chase Ashby.
Ellie Miller.
Alexander Aubin.
Rylan Miller.
Aliza Avila.
Ali Muhammad.
Saif Azmi.
Samia Muhammad.
I'll take your card for you. Thank you. Sammy Begg.
Mikhail Moore.
William Bentz.
Keon Morrison.
Nahom Baca.
Tatiana McCoy.
Yuma Ballinger.
Ethan Mueller.
Alexander Balismo. Balsimo. Pardon me.
Bryden Murphy.
Hey. Blaze Balthazar. Congratulations.
McEnvoy Mua.
Nicholas Banker.
Mohammed Moomin.
Kaylee Barker.
Sophia Navi.
Sydney Barrett.
Faith Nearing.
Ronak Basani.
Lucas Nybacher.
Shanti Chanel Bautista.
Robert Nielsen.
Annika Bayer.
Megan Nelson.
Gavin Bevins Philippon.
Margaret Newcomb.
Brenna Beck.
Yui Wynn.
Jackson Bikes.
Julie Wynn.
Samuel Benson.
Kim Mi Wynn.
Lillian Berg.
Jane Nielsen.
Maya Berg.
Bradley Niemeyer.
Mercedes Brumley.
Matthew Niemeyer.
Matthew Bergstrom.
Emily Nickel.
Bridget Bernier.
Nishaya Nunn.
Ryan Bird.
Emanuela Wanape.
Chase Blodgett.
Isabella Ojetane.
Grant Bohm.
Bradford Okwabi.
Maeve Bowler.
Drew Olson.
Gwendolyn Bowles.
Sam Olson.
Blake Bonfig.
Sepri Orubo.
Cassidy Brink.
Sarah Osborne.
Isabella Brown.
Bahaldine Othman.
Parker Bryan.
Devin Padelford.
Simon Buddy.
Ethan Park.
Jack Bungarden.
Hunter Parker.
Zachary Bouchard.
Tristan Parzich.
Zoe Bouchard.
Anya Pastine.
Reese Calvin.
Dhruv Patel.
Levi Carlson.
Leah
Logan
Peterson.
Logan Carlson. Sorry.
Leah Peterson.
Fernando Cartagena.
Olivia Pentikoff.
Zachary Cartier.
Samantha Peterson.
Yulia Caswell.
Travis Pham.
Brooke KZ.
Isabella Piper.
Antonio Ceballos.
Matthew Plath.
Dylan Chapman.
Haley Pogue.
Stella Chen.
Allison Pokrant.
Sritrun Chinta.
Aaron Powell.
Michaela Chu.
Matthew Puglisi.
Rebecca Chu.
Emily Quach.
Bradley Simperman.
Grace Quate.
Tequila Clemens.
Ethan Quirk.
Megan Collins.
Omar Rabia.
Joseph Condon.
Jake Rains.
Jaden Copeland.
Sydney Rackow.
Bryson Courts.
Jasandi Ramos Vasquez.
Alyssa Cornley.
Megan Rands.
Callie Corrigan.
Ryan Rawson.
Sonny Catronio.
Martin Ream.
Dominic Cuoco.
Kaya Resch.
Caitlin Courier.
Brianna Reuter.
Jenna Dulger.
Sarah Ricard.
Ahmed Demirji.
Ashley Ricker.
Justin Danley.
Enrique Rios.
Ella Dallenbach.
Amelia Rivera.
Kylie Damers.
Antonio Rizzo.
Elise Dobila.
Hallie Renee Roby.
Presley Domke.
Ryan Roach.
Liam Doherty.
Aaliyah Rodriguez.
Abigail Doyle.
Mitchell Retker.
Maximus Dunleavy.
Christopher Romaine.
William Early.
Alexander Rome.
Emmanuel Echuane.
Raymond Rudy.
Haley Easley.
Alexis Signs.
Elijah Idy.
Kaylee Sanders.
Grant Eilertson.
Anna Sands.
Besma Ilarby.
Andrew Sandvik.
Got it. Hannah El Hefwane. No, El Hefnawi. El Hefnawi. Sorry about that.
Emily Schubel.
Emerson Ellington.
Jane Schmidt.
Eleanor Erickson.
Sophie Schoenberger.
Caden Erickson.
Charles Schuyler.
Rodrigo Escoval Rodriguez.
Logan Schwartzoff.
Jordan Faltisek.
Gabrielle Schwartz.
Ben Fang.
Denzel Scott.
Charlotte Pharisee.
Hannah Seebeck.
Brendan Fernlund.
Elena Saputis.
Riley Findorf.
Theodore Servatius.
Chelsea Fink.
Robert Severson.
Fevin Fichet.
Caitlin Sexton.
Luke Flyshaker.
Madison Shabak.
William Francis.
Elijah Shackleton.
Natalie Freisinger.
Mason Shanklin.
Ella Fryman.
Gavin Siedenberg.
Ava Fullhart.
Aaron Sealing.
Selena Garces.
Joshua Simon.
Jackson Gulkey.
Zachary Skinner.
Kanani Gemichu.
Connor Smith.
Natalie Gessner.
Mia Sorensen.
Tristan Goff.
Emily Spielbauer.
Abigail Goitem.
Sadie Sroga.
Noah Golden.
Joseph St. Germain.
Skylar Good.
Elizabeth Steffens.
Tyler Gronke.
Regina Stephenson.
Hannah Gray.
Nicole Stickles.
Timothy Griffin.
Ryan Stone.
Ashley Green.
Garrett Strain.
Lisa Grayling.
Chloe Struss.
Isabella Grill.
Vaughn Sturzbecker.
Andrew Hagmeyer.
Surya Sundravel.
Joseph Hiley.
Connor Shaquin.
Cameron Hannanen.
Chase Spencer.
Janelle Hansen.
Lijing Tan.
Isabella Harris.
Randy Tan.
Gabrielle Harrison.
Elijah Tandy Moore.
Sydney Harrison.
Benjamin Tarleton.
Yuta Haramoto.
Ellie Telgenhoff.
Asla Haschel.
Paufu Tao.
Abigail Hassan.
William Tao.
Brianna Hastings.
Jacob Thomas.
Joshua Hawksford.
Rebecca Thompson.
Leah Holly.
Riley Thompson.
Adam Heath.
Tyvon Thongthap.
Cole Heather.
Evan Thornton.
Kareem Hagazi.
Dylan Tuku.
Soraya Hagazi.
Tuan Tron.
Mitchell Hennessy.
Addison Timmerman.
Shiming Her.
Blake Tinsley.
Naomi Hugh.
Dennis Token.
Mia Hodney.
Gabrielle Tuzanon.
Piper Hodney.
Catherine Tran.
Adriana Holst.
Jackie Tran.
Ryan Holt.
Noah Try.
Nashawn Hoyer.
Maggie Trong.
Tori Hutchinson.
Abby Uppus.
Fatima Ibrahim.
Cynthia Valens.
Yep. Tanner Ignashevsky.
Elijah Wang.
Weston Impola.
Priyanka Vasavin.
Bryce Ingram.
Barbara Vaquero.
Catherine Isaacson Papp.
Jessica Valesco Guzman.
Sabin Isiaka.
Nicholas Verslus.
Stanley E. Torino.
Lillian Vigil.
Deshaun Jackson.
Ria Vishwanathan.
Devin Jacobs.
Sophia Vitella.
Abdul Jalil.
Nathan Volke.
Ethan Janey.
Matthew Vogel.
Andrew Zhang.
Alex Weibel.
Olivia Jewison.
Isaiah Walters.
Alexandra Johnson.
Jaden Walls.
Andrew Johnson.
Grayson Wagner.
Cade Johnson.
Blake Waschenberger.
Taylor Johnson.
Sarah Weeks.
Caitlin Johnston.
Hannah Wellens.
Lauren Jones.
Katie Welch.
Keaton Jordan.
Donald West.
Samuel Jorgensen.
Margaret Wetzel.
Noah Cadella.
Lanaya Wiggum.
Lauren Kaiser.
Carter Wilkin.
Anthony Capel.
Ethan Wilkin.
Adrian Kelka.
Alicia Williams.
Autumn Kane.
Justin Williams.
Asher Kelly.
Trenton Wilner.
Jasmine Kennedy.
Logan Wilson.
Lily Kirchhoff.
William Wilson.
Sarah Kirschner.
Claire Witherow.
Anna Key.
Taylor Walshin.
Ava Key.
Charles Woods.
MD Rehan Khan.
Lucy Woodley.
Shantali Kadavang.
Colin Wohlers.
Paige Kibwana.
Ivan Wu.
Jenna Kimmel.
Franklin Shao.
Minsa Kim.
Christina Zhang.
Victoria Kim.
Kaylee Yang.
Sydney Karagori.
Chastity Yang.
April Kittleson.
Michelle Yang.
Gavin Kauda.
Sufeng Yang.
Quincy Klein.
Yasmin Yukasan.
Timothy Klett.
Abdi Yusuf.
Alexander Knack.
Jacob Zacharias.
Maxwell Kobasin.
Emily Zad.
Sankeith Kodimala.
Sebastian Zamorano.
Jackson Koner.
Ananda Zai.
Stephanie Cokes.
Christina Zhang.
Ayush Konerpali.
David Zhu.
Cleo Coons.
Sylvia Zupfer.
Kimberly Karaltz.
Haley Zwockman.
Madeline Kovacic.
Tyler Zwockman.
Maya Kavdi.
Musfa Aden.
Samantha Kramer.
Diamond Allen.
Ethan Kress. Madison Croix. Matthew Coolwine. Tyler Kalesa. Sierra Laquise. Kelly Lanky. Right here, Kelly. Aaron Larson. Tolu Lawal. Philip Lee. Joshua Laquier. Evelyn Lee. Garrett Lee. Nathaniel Lee. Ellie Leonardson. Brett Levenhagen. Lily Lee. Vernon Lilly. Lorenzo Lindquist. MacArthur Lochner. Logan Longworth. Ness Lohr. Abigail Lozano. Adrian Liu. Ben Liu. Luke Lunzer. Tatum Lastig.
Graduates, at this time, please move your tassels from the right side of your hat to the left, signifying your status as a graduate of Woodbury High School. The Royal Rouser will be played as the final activity of this commencement ceremony. Students, please listen to it, this time as a graduate of Woodbury High School. At its conclusion, that special moment will come when students toss their caps to the wind and begin their new adventure. Parents, you may want to get your cameras ready. Mr. Stucco, the Royal Rouser. Gentlemen, toss those caps. This concludes today's ceremony. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you.